Advertising is one of the most critical ways to make a brand or really any product successful, and some companies smash it out of the park, especially the freaking food companies. Like, you ever just been scrolling through YouTube late at night and get hit with like a Burger King ad and your inner fat kid comes back from the dead and now you magically teleported to the drive-thru? Yeah, me neither. All right, you know what? I'll be right back to make this video. I gotta go do some things. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You guys stay here. Aw, yeah, we got it. Okay, as much as I think everyone hates ads, they well work. They get us to buy stuff. Yes, stuff. The kind of stuff you find at the dollar store, but don't really need, but like stuff. And that's why companies spend billions of dollars on them. Well, sometimes these billion-dollar companies miss the mark in ways you probably couldn't imagine, whether that's like because their ads suck or the product was so bad, it's just laughable. And I gotta say, things get pretty interesting when you start looking at some of the ways these people have failed. So welcome back to Top 5 Central, everyone, where today we'll be taking a look at the 10 biggest advertising fails.
But your name's Top 5 Central. You're doing a top 10, ha, loser.
Yeah, you know what? It's a top 10. I mean, like 5 plus 5 equals 10 equals Illuminati confirmed equals. Can we just get over the whole top 5 thing and make good videos? Yeah? All right, word. Come on, guys, end the top 10 oppression. Only you could end it. Subscribe. All right, you know what? That was a bad commercial. Let's just get into the video. Number 10, Pepsi. Commercials are inspired by real life all the time, but some topics just don't fit the corporate agenda. I mean, a Pepsi ad starring Kendall Jenner should have been totally harmless, but the theme they picked turned it kind of, well, not so good. I mean, the commercial showed Kendall leaving her modeling job to join a protest happening on the street, but the protest looks more like a music festival than like an actual demonstration. Not just that, but she calms things down by giving a police officer a can of Pepsi, even though that definitely wouldn't work in real life. All of that is kind of dumb and unrealistic, but the real problem is that the commercial dropped while the Black Lives Matter protests were in full swing. So yeah, trying to hop on an actual real causes movement to sell Pepsi, not surprising they got a lot, and I mean a lot, of backlash. Number 9. Deals and freebies are a great way to get a lot of people interested in your product, but sometimes it works a little bit too well. I mean, the Hoover vacuum cleaner company thought they had like this brilliant idea for an ad campaign, but it backfired and ended up costing them millions. Basically, everyone who bought a Hoover vacuum worth over $100 was given 2 free flights to Europe or America. The thing is, the flights ended up being way more expensive than the money they made off the sales boost. Temporary workers had to be brought in to keep up with the huge demand for new vacuums, and they ended up selling over $30 million worth of new product. However, when you take into consideration the free flights that cost the company $50 million, you could probably tell how that wasn't the best idea. Number 7. Nowadays, just putting up a few posters to promote your new TV show isn't good enough. You have to be way more adventurous. The thing is, when you do something mysterious and secret to grab the public's attention, they could sometimes get the wrong idea. I mean, Adult Swim were just trying to promote their new show, so they put like LED screens of the characters all around Boston. However, because the characters looked kind of like angry and evil, people assumed the screens were bombs, and they even called the police about it. Now, the truth eventually came out, but Adult Swim had to apologize as well as pay over $2 million in damages. Oops. Number 6. Now, most young people would have spotted this mistake a mile away, but not everyone who works in advertising is so connected to, well, the internet and how messed up everyone really is. Basically, British singer Susan Boyle, you know, the lady from like Britain's Got Talent or whatever, had a new album coming out, so she created a Twitter hashtag for people to post about it. The hashtag was supposed to say Susan Album Party, but anyone who uses Twitter knows hashtags, well, they can't have spaces. Now, usually this wouldn't be a problem, but when you write out Susan Album Party as one word, it, well, ends up saying something different. We're talking millions of people seeing this hashtag, and if you didn't know Susan was having an album party, well, you probably thought Susan was having some kind of other party. Number 5. We've all seen those sad commercials where a famous celebrity promotes their favorite charity, right? Well, this Groupon ad tried to make a clever parody of them, but it didn't go exactly to plan. Basically, it started out super seriously, with a man talking about the destruction of Tibetan culture and the suffering of the people. Then it just like changes, and without any warning, they're talking about using Groupon to get discounts on fish curry. Now, to be fair, Groupon did actually encourage people to donate to real Tibetan charities on their website, but you definitely couldn't tell that from the ad. I mean, people were not happy. And even if the Tibet one didn't offend them, the ones making fun of like the Save the Whales and the destruction of the rainforest might have been the nail in the coffin. Number 4. The thing about hashtags is that anyone with a Twitter account could join in, and sometimes you get more information than you like. I mean, McDonald's set up the McD Stories hashtag to talk about nice things, like someone buying a homeless person a Big Mac, or maybe a kid being excited for their first Happy Meal. Sounds kinda cute, right? Well, they actually got a lot more stories about how working and eating at McDonald's was a complete nightmare, as well as a lot of tweets about vomit. The worst thing is, McDonald's actually pulled the campaign as soon as they saw it going wrong, but the hashtag was completely out of control at that point. Like, people just kept on using it, and the more people who saw it, the more extreme the stories got. Number 2. So sometimes commercials are deliberately offensive just to cause a buzz, but sometimes the company just doesn't realize what they've done. I mean, this Dove advert showed a black woman taking off her shirt and turning into a white woman after using Dove body wash, which sounds like, wait, you know what, we need to take a pause here. How? How did anyone with a brain larger than a peanut let this happen? The thing is, the white woman then takes off her shirt and turns into a Middle Eastern woman, so it's kind of hard to say the ad is being racist on purpose. Either way, the ad went viral for all the wrong reasons, and Dove quickly pulled the rest of the campaign as well as apologizing. Before we hit our number 1 spot, here's our honorable mention. This list has already shown that mixing politics with advertising is usually, well, alright, it is always a bad idea. But if you need more proof, then here you go. Remember the Arab Spring where like tons of people took to the streets to protest their governments? Yeah, well, Vodafone tried to say it was all because of them. I'm serious, they released an ad called Our Power showing footage of the riots, along with the phrase, "We didn't start the revolution, we only reminded Egyptians how powerful they are." I mean, people were pissed, but it gets worse though. Here's the kicker, the company was actually being investigated for helping the government in trying to stop the protests. Dude, really? Number 1. Coca-Cola is one of the biggest companies in the world, so you'd think that they'd be way beyond making a mistake with their advertising. With that said, 30 years ago, they screwed up worse than any other drinks company, and it nearly cost them their entire fan base. Basically, they brought out a new Coke recipe, which was sweetened with corn syrup, and their commercials hyped it to the max. However, it was so unpopular that protest groups were formed across the country, and there was a total boycott of the new drink. It worked too, because the director of the company had to release a new commercial saying that Classic Coke was coming back, and the new Coke formula disappeared completely after. And there's a video on the top 10 biggest advertising fails. I mean, man, these companies really screwed up, but you know how you're gonna screw up? Not liking or subscribing on the video. Well, alright, so like, I mean, I guess technically you wouldn't screw up, but like, you know, it's free, you know, hit us with a like and sub, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like gaming top 5s, make sure to check out our sister channel called Top 5 Gaming. Anyways, really hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next video.